She is a certified adult educator specializing in qualitative research methodology and academic writing. She holds a bachelor degree in media communication and and an MBA in marketing and master in degree in adult education. Beyond academia, um, she actively shares educational content through her digital platform on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, where she provides practical tools and strategies to help university students succeed in academic research and writing. So she also a Max QDA trainer, part of the global networks of experts in qualitative data analysis, supporting researchers in the use of advanced analytical tools. Let us warm welcome Ms. Penelope Sirantani, presenting the study entitled the Interdisciplinary Identity of Adult Education Field and the Methodological Limitation of Qualitative Research, a quantitative content analysis of Max QDA. Ms. Sirantani, the floor is yours.
Good morning and good evening to everyone. It's my pleasure to be here today to share my results of my dissertation. In my study, I examined the interdisciplinary identity of adult education and the methodological limitations of qualitative research. And my questions are: what theories prevail in the field of adult education? And what methodological limitations are most frequently identified in qualitative research designs in the field? In practice, adult education and learning is the process by which adults acquire new knowledge, skills, and attitudes, often driven by personal or professional goals. And some examples include certification programs of continuous professional development, bachelor or master university programs for adults, and working training programs. The study contributes to the ongoing scholarly discussions on the interdisciplinary identity of the field of adult learning. By examining methodological limitations, the study contributes to the existing scientific discussions on strengthening the quality of qualitative research. In the field of adult education, there is a lack of studies using quantitative content analysis to evaluate the key choices, the key theories of the field, and the methodological limitations of qualitative research. I developed a deductive coding framework informed by leading theories such as Bryman, Creswell, and Flick. The research drawn on a convenient sample of 100 peer-reviewed qualitative articles published between 2010 and 2024. Most of them come from Adult Education Quarterly and 13 from 2 Greek journals published by the Greek Scientific Association of Adult Education. The content analysis was performed using MaxQDA software. The use of MaxQDA provides a structured environment for codes, allowing me to examine data in a systematic way. It facilitates rapid and precise data retrieval, supported more rigorous analysis. In addition, MaxQDA reports play a crucial role in documenting the decision-making process, and some leading theorists who propose this software is Flick and Creswell. Here you can have an overview of the MaxQDA working environment, some of my basic Parrot codes, the document system, the memos, and the process of quick data retrieval based on codes or documents. I used MaxQDA AI Assistant to quickly identify segments that are relevant to my coding system. Here you can see the types of the research design of the selected papers. Most of them are case studies, 42 case studies, and the other are phenomenology, ethnography, action research, grounding theory, interpretative research, and generic qualitative research. And now I'm going to present my key research findings. The analysis revealed that the field is interdisciplinary, as it dominated by a wide range of theories, such as theories of adult education, sociological, psychological, philosophical, feminist, and other theories to a lesser extent. Adult education theories were identified in 39 out of 100 articles. Transformational learning developed by Measure and critical pedagogy rooted in the work of Freire are the most prominent theories in the field. Theories from other fields of studies, and specifically from sociology, identified in 25 articles, highlighting the importance of social structure, power relations, and inequalities in the field of adult learning. Some of the most important sociological theories identified were Bourdieu's and Habermas. Psychological theories documented in 19 articles. The use of psychological theories suggests that adult education is approached as a dynamic and developmental process, which is not limited to the cognitive dimensions of learning. To a lesser extent, psychological theories, philosophical theories are identified in 13 articles. The use of theories such as Merleau-Ponty's phenomenology and Michael Foucault's concepts and embodied learning suggests that adult education is approached as a deeply embodied process. Feminist theories appeared in 12 articles, and the presence of feminist theoretical approaches such as feminist pedagogy suggests that the field is approached from socio-critical and political perspective. Now we'll present the methodological limitations of the selected papers. Here you can see an overview, and in the next slide I will explain this graph. Regarding data collection, it was found that more than half of the articles refer to triangulation of methods. Only 7 articles refer to theoretical saturation. In 21 out of 100 articles, the coding was carried out by 2 researchers, and at the same time, the use of qualitative data analysis software was recorded in 13 articles. The intercoder reliability index was mentioned only in 3 articles. Here you can see another graph which summarizes some other methodological limitations that I explained them in this slide. The most frequent practice for ensuring credibility, mentioned in almost half studies, was self-reflection and positionality. Member checking was reported in 29 articles, and professional feedback and peer debriefing were less common practices, found on 4 articles. And now I conclude with my discussion and conclusions. The findings reveal that borrowing theories from other fields is prevalent, while adult education theories were less frequent. As previous researchers have reported, adult learners live and learn within complex systems, and therefore they need to be understood from a variety of theoretical perspectives. Thus, the field has always been interdisciplinary. The dominance of sociological and psychological theories reveals the centrality of social structures and power relations in the field. According to some leading theories, methodological limitation which was found that more than half articles increase validity and reliability and mitigate the subjectivity that are inherent in a single method. However, despite the fact that more than half of studies apply data triangulation, it is rarely documented how data are synthesized to ensure the validity of the findings. As Peyton has pointed out, simply listing different tools when describing data triangulation is not enough. There was a limited reference to theoretical saturation. However, achieving theoretical saturation is a critical element of qualitative research for ensuring rigor. In less than half articles, coding was carried out by 2 researchers, and in the coder reliability index was reported in only 3 articles, while intercoder reliability helps multiple coders increase the accuracy and consistency of the results. The views of software identified in a minority of review articles, although it plays a crucial role in documenting the decision-making process. The self-reflection and positionality were addressed in a limited way, although several authors include brief statements about their personal position. These appear detached from the methodological narrative. The analysis reveals a gap in the employment of formal validation strategies, including member checking, which appear in less than half articles. This suggests that in the majority of the studies, researchers did not return to the participants to verify the accuracy of the findings. Finally, the infrequent use of practices such as peer debriefing and professional feedback means a higher risk of bias. Here is some recommendations for future research. Future research could replicate this methodology, quantitative content analysis methodology, while using a large ensemble of articles from a broader range of national or international academic journals, and this could provide a more comprehensive overview of the theoretical orientation of the fields and the methodological limitations of qualitative research. Another promising research area is the development of categorization for qualitative studies based on research design, incorporating a larger number of studies per category. Adopting such a practice would facilitate a comparative analysis of theories used and methodological limitation identified across different types of designs. And here is some limitations of my research. The sample size is limited, particularly regarding the Journals of Scientific Association of Adult Education due to time constraints. This restricts a comprehensive overview of the research trends present in these journals. And the data coding was conducted by a single research by me, which introduced elements of subjectivity and bias into the analysis. Thank you very much for your attention. If you want, you can connect with me to my social and find me to my social media. And if you have any questions or comments, I am here and happy to discuss.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Silentani, for that insightful presentation exploring the interdisciplinary foundations of adult education and the methodological consideration in qualitative research. Your study clearly highlights the interdisciplinary nature of adult education and raises important considerations regarding the transparency and rigor of qualitative research methods. Also, your findings contribute valuable insights into how methodological practices can be strengthened to improve the validity and reliability of research in the field. Thank you so much. And we will now open the floor for questions or comments from our participants. If you have questions or comments, just send it in our chat box or virtually raise your hand for us to recognize you. And we also welcome comments and clarifications also. So while waiting for questions from our participants, I have probably 1 or 2 questions here, Ms. Serentani. Based on your analysis, why do you think adult education research relies heavily on theories from other disciplines?
Why the field borrows theories from other disciplines?
Yes.
Because it's a field which is related to learning. This means that learning by its nature, it has many dimensions. For example, psychological dimensions, sociological dimensions. I mean that learning is influenced by many factors, by the gender, the social environment, the psychological factors, and this is because the field uses theories from many disciplines to explain the learning process in the field.
Thank you for that insightful response. So it really highlights how adult education is inherently interdisciplinary. Growing is strengthened from fields such as sociology, psychology, and including communication studies. Your explanations remind us that learning in adulthood is influenced by complex social and cultural factors, and integrating perspective from other disciplines helps researchers better understand and address these realities. Okay, another question, Ms. Penelope Chigantani, what strategies would you recommend for improving transparency and viability and validity in qualitative research studies? I repeat my question. Um, what strategies would you recommend for improving transparency and validity in qualitative research studies?
Actually, there are many methods to ensure transparency and validity. One of them is for sure the use of software analysis, because it gives the opportunity to retrieve data, to re-examine the data, to have reports, and to coordinate the research process. I think this is very important in the contemporary era. Other strategies include method triangulation and data triangulation to collect data with multiple tools, research tools. And I think that it's important the coding process to take place by two coders, if it is possible. Actually, I would like to clarify that these methodological limitations that I identified in the field of adult education in qualitative research are frequent methodological limitations that someone can identify in general in qualitative research. Yes, I wanted to add just this clarification. It's not easy for a researcher who conducted a qualitative research to use all of these methods to ensure validity and reliability.
Okay, that is a, a good emphasis on these strategies, especially in ensuring transparency and validity, is indeed crucial in qualitative research, especially when dealing with rich and complex data. Your points about clear documentation, systematic procedures, and reflective practices provide a practical guidance for researchers who aim to strengthen the credibility and the trustworthiness of their studies. And I want also to ask you, as a Max QDA trainer, how can you encourage teacher educations to use the Max QDA to support their researchers in strengthening their teacher educational studies?
Excuse me, did you ask how?
How would you encourage teachers to use Max QDA to support their researches?
Okay. Actually, they can begin with the free trial of Max QDA. It has a 14 days free trial. And also the company has trainers all over the world who offer training sessions. And if someone visits the web page of Max QDA, he or she can find many online webinar sessions who can attend for free. And they also have very free materials and YouTube videos where teachers can attend and or students.
Okay, so thank you very much, Ms. Penelope Sidintani, for your valuable contributions to this conference. And it is our pleasure to present your certificate of recognitions in presenting your research in these sessions. So allow me to read the content of this certificate. This certificate of recognitions is hereby awarded to Penelope Sedentani for presenting her study titled The Interdisciplinary Identity of the Adult Education Field and the methodological limitations of qualitative research, a quantitative content analysis with Max QDA during the 2026 International Aramid Spring Student Conference with the theme Global Education for Changing World, Celebrating Resilience, Inspiring Innovation, sponsored by the Aramid International Organization and the College of Teacher Education of the Mariano Marcos State University on March 26 to 27, 2026. Given this 27th day of March 2026 at the Mariano Marcos State University, City of Batak, Ilocos Norte, Philippines. Signed, MMS University President Wilkie Julius P. Manzano Jr., and also the founding president of the International Aramid Organization, Mr. Peter Jiang E. Once again, congratulations, and let us give our speaker a warm round of applause.